How we getting on, folks? Look at overall, in my personal opinion, anyway, today was a very, very good day. Um, Not just the fact that we did have a next best at 7-2 and another winner along with that as well, but I was finally back in a racetrack for so long. Um, couldn't have done it on a better day either. It was like Spain down in Tipperary there today. Um, Really good race, and I wouldn't necessarily be a firm follower of the flat, and I definitely would be choosing a national hunt meeting over a flat meeting. But saying that, I still had a brilliant time. Um, really do encourage people once the country starts opening up again to definitely take to the tracks and definitely see these horses live in the flesh. It's just a great overall experience and definitely one of the best days out there. Moving on to tomorrow, we're back on the national hunt scene. I've definitely got some lovely prices for you. There's three each ways. There's four win bets, and realistically you could do each ways on a couple of them as well. But really liking the look of the Tipperary card tomorrow. Generally around this time of year, around Tipperary, I definitely do seem to do fairly well. Whatever reason it is, I don't know, but there's some very big prices in here that I do like for tomorrow. Realistically, we could be on the back of a very profitable day, and I definitely have seen stranger things being said, but realistically, I am very confident, and I do think it's going to be a good overall day. First race off 4:45. That's going to be the first patron pick of the day for July. I'll get on to patron at the end of the video. 5:15. A very competitive race. The Rasso in here for Joseph O'Brien, definitely well worth considering. Obviously, look at Joseph is in great overall form and definitely does look to be the reasonable price favourite. Paul Townend's on board for Norman Lee is definitely a very eye-catching thing to see as well. But my God, there's so many JP horses. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 9. There's 7 out of 9 JP horses in this race. Look at fair play to him. Only for JP in this scenario, it'd be a 2-runner race. I think it's a grade 3 event. Like, it'd be a pure sham. But fair play to JP for putting up all them horses for this race. I tell you something, if he doesn't get the winner in this, it's going to be a bit of a hard luck story for him. But the one that I'm going to take him on with, the only course and distance winner of the field, third or fourth in this race last year at 300-1. A winner on the flat in the Curragh definitely does show great signs on overall form. That is the outsider of the field, Effort Fizz at 28-1. I cannot see why this horse is 28-1. It's definitely got fitness behind it. The win in the Curragh last time, just check and see what it was, a handicap, but it was a fairly competitive handicap at that. Some very nice horses in there, the likes of Irish Poseidon. Irish Poseidon has been absolutely lighting up the flat game this year. Winner on the course as well, course and distance at 66-1. That was 2 years ago now. Now that was on soft ground, but realistically, she definitely does show her best form around Tipperary. She does have an awful lot to find the weights, I'm not going to lie, but I think fitness wise, she's bang there. Course form, she's bang there. If she can translate the form from the Curragh, she is more than capable of realistically being bang there. She is going to set the pace. She's going to set the pace with Norman Lee's horse. It's going to be a real battle between the two of them. I think whoever gets the first run in is going to hold at least an ace in the hand, if not pocket aces. But realistically, I know she does have an awful lot to find, but she is on bottom weight here. And I think with fitness wise being so sharp, she's more than capable. She is definitely more than capable, and definitely ignore her at your pearl at 28-1 because she's done everything people have asked of her. Katie Brown's stable has been in flying form. Laurie Yates, second in the corridor last week, should have really, if getting the run there today, should have really won that race as well. I definitely think she was going to be bang bang there, but yeah, Effernock Fizz should definitely run a very very solid race at 28-1, and I will be shouting her on all the way to the line. 5:45, another each way selection here, but not quite as big. Still double figure prices though. Another course and distance winner, definitely does show its best form around Tipperary. Generally likes good ground. Looking at the form wise of the trainer, not from 3, but it's been fairly competitive stuff. Got a fairly nice wind opener there in Tipperary there in May. Should really come on for the run. Teserect, currently priced at 25-1 for Aidan Howard and Mark Walsh. I can safely say that if this horse shows its true form and shows its true grit on good ground, it's going to be a fairly hard horse to stop. Black Star Rocco, I know, is the horse in form, and coming from Emmett Mullins, you do think that he is going to find a little bit more, but the horse has gone up 22 pounds in the weights. One night more, I hope. The horse that's broken my heart on so many times, I'm going to avoid him today, simply because I think he wants soft ground, and I think he wants the softer the better. He's definitely not going to get that tomorrow. It was very, very firm there today in Tipperary, and it's not going to be much different here. Realistically, Teserect is a good ground horse. He's got course form, he's got distance form. If shown the same form as he has done over the past couple of seasons, he's coming in here with an overall great chance. And I definitely think the good ground is going to be to his favor tomorrow. 6:15, we're going to keep moving on. And this one here, I'm going to go with another each way selection, but it's a shorter price. If you want to go for the win, I definitely wouldn't go against you with it. But listening mode for Brendan Duke and Sean Flanagan for Jim Bulger is definitely very, very interesting here. Third last time out, a very good third at that. Definitely looks to be coming into the swing of things. I would absolutely love to see Brendan Duke getting his head in front. He's a very, very sound man. He's got great he's got great wit in his interviews, and realistically, I think he is one of the horses they all have to watch out for here. Generally, what way does he like to be ridden? Midfield should definitely suit the Curragh, or not the Curragh, Tipperary. My head is completely gone. Should definitely suit Tipperary the way it runs. Generally, you want a horse to be held up midfield to rear, come with a late run there on the outside, with plenty of room there, especially with the big long straight that it is. It's interesting the fact that the flat and the national hunt scene definitely do take a bit of a contrast with the way that the races need to be run. But listening mode, I definitely think is a very good solid shout. Currently priced at 7-1. I definitely think is the safest bet is to go each way, but definitely do not be surprised to see this horse getting his head in front. It was only beating a whisker last time out, folks. If it shows any more improvement, it's definitely one of the more dangerous ones in here. 6:45 then. Tom Mullins and Danny Mullins, definitely very interesting here. Willie Mullins with Paul Townend as well. Another interesting one. He only has a couple of horses in the at the races tomorrow. You don't often see it too often, but the one that I am taking a bit of an interest to, and is the one that the money is down for. That is Benny's Tiara at 7-1. Current or trained by Henry de Bromhead, ridden by Rachel Blackmore. I definitely think is very, very interesting here. Third last time out. Now I know it was a long, long way third last time out, but general improvement seems to be coming into this horse. It's definitely finishing an awful lot closer than what it has been. It's not necessarily the strongest of races. Favored in here is, well, I know it's put up ratings of 133, but I think realistically, it's shown its best on soft ground. It was a winner in Tinnahealy, point to point on soft ground. Second in Leopardstown in the on a bumper, 10 lengths behind Ramillies, who put in a fairly decent show at the Cheltenham Festival in the champion bumper. Now I know it didn't really finish anywhere, but it was a fairly hot contest. Sarah Gerhard and Kilcrush definitely fought out the first two, but realistically, that was like no shy event. And I just think the firmer the ground, the more it's going away from the chances. I think good ground is definitely going to suit the Henry de Bromhead horse in here. The money is down. It's definitely one I would be keeping on the right side of, and the fact that it's receiving weight all around as well. It's a dangerous game, especially with Rachel Blackmore on board. Need I say any more about Rachel Blackmore? She is one of the best jockeys in Ireland at the present time. 7:15 is going to be the nap of the day, and for me, I cannot look past Fest Des, course winner, ridden by Sean Flanagan, trained by Kieran Purcell. Realistically, I think it is the only course winner, actually ahead of Stacks Mountain as well. But Stacks Mountain won on soft ground 2 years ago as well. So I don't know. I think Stacks Mountain wants it softer. Festez has the ground that he wants. I think realistically, it's his race to lose. The only way he's going to lose this race is if he takes a fall or unseats Sean. But realistically, I don't think that's going to happen. He's generally very sound over his hurdles. Sean is a great jockey as well, and realistically, it's his race to lose. I think 7-4 is definitely well worth the nap of the day, and realistically should not be caught tomorrow. 7:45, and this one here I was half thinking about putting down as the next best, but it is going up in weight, and it looks like potentially it's coming under the handicappers clash a little bit. Chelsea's Friend at 9-2, trained by Joseph Mangan and ridden by Rachel Blackmore. We're going for a quick fire. Well, not necessarily a quick fire Rachel Blackmore double, but Rachel Blackmore double all the same. One winner of the last two occasions, the last one being in Kilbeggan, if I'm not mistaken. Both of them were actually, no, one of them was in Ballinrobe. But the way it ran that particular day, pure hold up horse, exactly what you need for Tipperary, loves good ground. I think it finished the race an awful lot better than what the result says. Now, what I mean by this is it only won by a neck, but it came from a hell of a long way, and it stayed on very, very well. I think £6 is fair, and realistically, it is a horse that is going for a hat trick and should take all the stopping here, especially when the John Hanlon horse is coming in here on the back of an 11 pound hike. But saying that, it was a very impressive win that particular day, a winner by 6 lengths. I really think this Chelsea's Friend has more to offer, and really should take the beating here. 9-2 should be a very reasonable price for it. Last race of the day, and it is going to be the next best as well. It's an interesting race. It looks to be a pretty weak bumper, to be quite honest with you. Cato's Revenge, third on pretty bottomless ground. I don't necessarily think that the good ground is going to suit it all that well. Tom Gibney's horse, third in another pretty weak bumper, to be quite honest. Not really seen the best of it. The one that I am liking, and the one that I definitely think is well worth a bit of a punt, is Dice Box for John Hanlon and Jamie Codd. Now, that's not a combination you see too often. Usually for these bumpers, you'd see the likes of Shane Fitzgerald or I'm trying to think who is the other jockey that he usually gets the £7 claimer has just gone out of my head. But usually Shane Fitzgerald is on his bumper horses. Jamie Codd is one of the leading jockeys in the bumper scene, and realistically, when you look down through the bloodline, I definitely think Jamie could have probably had a bit of a pull in I suppose saddling up this mount here. When you look down at the breeding, it was bred by Godolphin, very, very good bloodline from 1 mile 2 to 2 mile 2 winner on the flat. The dam was a half sister to a 1.5 mile to 1 mile 5 group 3 winner, Sematic, I think the name of the horse is, and out of a 1 mile group 2 winner, and is a granddaughter of the BC Juvenile Fillies winner outstandingly. So when you look at that sort of a bloodline, it stands out a country mile in this sort of event. I think that it's worth taking a chance and putting this horse down as a win. Now, if you want to back it each way at 11-1, I definitely wouldn't put you off it, but it's worth taking a bit of a chance. Half your stake and go for a win. That's the way I've done it. That's the way I think the race is going to go. I think the two respectable runs, it's been more than good enough to win in this sort of company. And I think with Jamie Codd on board, it's definitely going to be the way that it's going to send it over the line. But look, I'm going to leave it there. Please make sure to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. We want to hit that 1,000 subscribers mark by the end of the year. Currently, we're at 519. We're over halfway there. So just keep pushing forward and keep going the way we want to go. And that's exactly where things want to be. But if you want to do a little bit extra for us, you could support the Irish Racing Hour as well. If you haven't done so already, head over to the Irish Racing Hour on YouTube as well. Hit subscribe there. But we do have a patron service. It's €10 a month. If you are signing up, I definitely would be suggesting signing up in the morning. Now, that is the 1st of July, simply because that is going to get you the best value overall in the month. The way Patreon works, it's an automatic subscription. Comes out on the first day of every month. So if you sign up on the 1st of July tomorrow, it's definitely going to be more bang for your buck. Let's just say you're going to be getting daily tips from myself and Ryan. You're going to be added into a great WhatsApp group as well. And as well as that, then you're going to be entered into our monthly giveaways as well. And realistically, we have given away an awful lot of prizes and prize money and everything else like that. I think overall, we are coming close to the €600 or €700 mark in terms of prize money since we started up in December last year. So realistically, for the sake of €10 a month, just for your own interest, I'll give you a quick example of one of the prizes. We gave away €200 in a tipping competition for or was it Cheltenham? I think it was Cheltenham. It was Cheltenham there in March. So realistically, that's exactly what we're there for. We're there for the punter, and we're there to try and make as much money for the punter as we possibly can. We do have good days and bad days. We do have good months and bad months. Very few bad months, an awful lot of good months. We're currently trading at 2 bad months and 6 good months. So if we can keep going on that way, we are definitely going the right way about it. Look at it. Everyone is human. We all have our good days and bad days, let's just say. And sometimes it just doesn't go our way. But realistically, we are generally fairly consistent, and we do try and make it as much value for money as we possibly can. I leave a link in the description below for the Patreon service, but if you don't want to do that, just please hit that subscribe button and get me to 1,000 subscribers. Really, it does mean an awful lot to me, any support shown as best you possibly can. But look, I'm going to leave it there. The very, very best of luck tomorrow if you are going to be having a bet. Look, hopefully some of you availed of the 7-2 price of Celtic. I think it was Celtic Dancer or Celtic Times or something like that. Jim Bulger's horse there today went off 13-8 favourite. We definitely landed a very nice touch there. But